Okay, let's dive right in. This is your user's guide to prompt engineering. We're going to break down how you can talk to AI and actually get what you want out of it. You've been there, right? You use one of these incredible AI models, and at first, it's just wow. But then, maybe after a few tries, that shine starts to wear off a little, doesn't it? You start to realize it's not quite the mind-reading genius you first thought it was. Like maybe you asked it to summarize a really complex article, and what you got back was just, well, a mess. A jumble of sentences that completely missed the entire point. It's super frustrating, especially when you know how much potential is just waiting to be unlocked in there. But here's the thing, and this is the good news. If you felt that disappointment, it's not really the AI's fault. And honestly, it's probably not your fault either. The real key, the secret sauce, is all about how we communicate with it. And that's where this idea of prompt engineering comes into play. Now, I know that sounds super technical, maybe even a little intimidating, but it's really not. Just think of it as the art and, yeah, the science of giving the AI crystal clear instructions to guide it exactly where you want it to go. So, this is the crucial point. We need a total paradigm shift. We have to stop just asking a simple question, like we would with a search engine, and start skillfully guiding a conversation. It's kind of like you're managing a brilliant intern. They know everything, but they take every single thing you say completely literally. Okay, so to really get the hang of this, we've got to peek under the hood a little bit. We need to understand how these AI models actually think. And trust me, it's probably not what you're picturing in your head. And here is the first big surprise, a real mind bender for a lot of people. These large language models, they don't actually read words, not like you and I do. So if they're not reading words, what are they doing? Well, they see the world in something called tokens. Think of them as little chunks of text, basically the most common sequences of characters that the model uses to process, well, everything. This slide is a perfect example, right? We see the phrase building a chatbot as 3 words. Simple. But the AI, it sees 4 totally distinct tokens. It actually splits chatbot into chat and bot. And understanding this is the first step, because the AI is ultimately just predicting the next most likely token, not necessarily the next word. Okay, so now that we've got that mental model in place, let's get practical. Let's talk about a few simple but really powerful techniques, your prompting power-ups, that you can start using like today. All right, power-up number 1. Give the AI a role, a persona. Instead of a super vague request like, write about Carthage and Rome, you tell it who to be. The difference is just night and day. When you say act as a historian, you're giving it context, a style, a specific knowledge base to pull from. See, you're not just asking a question anymore, you're casting a character for a part. Our second power-up has a kind of fancy name, few-shot learning. But don't let that fool you. It's a really simple idea. Show, don't just tell. For instance, instead of just asking an AI to write a positive product review, you'd give it 2 examples of positive reviews first. It's amazing how fast it learns the style you're looking for from just those few examples. But now for our final technique. And I gotta say, this one is so simple, it's almost deceptive. But it can dramatically, and I mean dramatically, improve an AI's accuracy on reasoning problems. The key? You just have to ask the AI to slow down and show its work. Take a look at this classic little logic puzzle. It seems simple enough for us, but when you just toss this to an AI, it often rushes to an answer. It sees the numbers, it makes a quick, lazy association, and, well, it gets it wrong. And yup, there's that common mistake. The AI sees James is now 30 and just jumps to the conclusion that his sister must be the same age. It completely misses the whole point of the problem, the initial age difference. But what if we just add one simple little phrase to the end of our prompt? Let's think step by step. You won't believe the impact this has. Research has shown that this one instruction can boost accuracy on some tough problems from under 18% all the way up to nearly 79%. That's insane. It's like a magic key that unlocks the model's hidden reasoning abilities. And just like that, it works. By forcing the AI to show its steps, to lay out its logic, it correctly identifies the age difference and follows the steps to the right answer. This chain of thought prompting, as it's called, is an absolute game changer for any kind of complex problem. So what does all this mean for us, really? It means the future of how we interact with these powerful tools isn't about finding some perfect one-size-fits-all prompt. It's about getting better at having a conversation. And here's a great little summary you can take with you. A really great prompt has a clear anatomy. You got to set a role, who the AI should be, give it clear instructions, what to do, provide context and examples, and even lay out rules for what to avoid. Think of it as your blueprint for a successful AI conversation. And that leaves us with one final big question to chew on. We're moving into a world where communicating effectively with AI is becoming a fundamental skill. So could it be that learning how to skillfully prompt these models is actually the most important new literacy of our time? Definitely something to think about.